Have you ever been duped by a business? Have you ever had a business say, hey, we're going to give you this particular product for this price? And you were sold on it, but only for you to be shorted at the end of the day? Well, boy, do I have something for you.
He claims that the beer he bought in what was supposed to be a 24-ounce cup could only hold 22 ounces, and he wants justice.
You heard that right. We got a Texas man here who loves his beer. He loves his beer so much that he realized that the 24-ounce cup that he ordered from Cinemark didn't really feel like 24 ounces of beer. So basically, he ordered 24 ounces. It was advertised that he would get 24 ounces of beer. He ordered it. He got it. He said, this cup doesn't feel right. I'm going to bring this home with me. So he held his peace, drank his beer, took the empty container, brought it home, and ran a little bit of an experiment. And this is what we got here.
Stephanie Haynes joins us live with more. Stephanie, you bought one of these cups yourself. What's the verdict here? Let's do a little science experiment.
A science experiment indeed, because we here at News Nation are scientists. Okay, so this is the cup that I bought at the same theater that he went to in Grapevine, which is not too far from here, just a couple of miles from here in Dallas. It says 24 ounces on the bottom of the cup. Okay, so we're going to use water because we are farm to table, and this is 23.7 ounces, so not 24. I don't want this to blow away here. It's a little windy. Okay, so we're going to pour this in and test it out. So this bottle of water is 23.7 ounces. It's not a full 24 ounces, but what the plaintiff is alleging is this can't hold 24 ounces. It can only hold 22 ounces is what he's saying. So I'm going to pour this till it almost spills, and you can see that in this water bottle, 23.7 ounces, there's still a little bit left. So that is really the heart of the lawsuit.
Shout out to Stephanie there. I'm pretty sure she'd make a great lab partner in science class. She took a water bottle that was 23.7 ounces. Let's take some notes here. Let's take some science notes and see what we learned from this experiment. 23.7 ounce water bottle. We got a 24 ounce cup that we got from the same movie theater that the gentleman went to get the 24 ounce cup. She poured that bottle into the cup. She filled it all the way up to the brim. She wasn't half-assing it. She really went like a little bit over the brim of the cup to make sure it had every single drop. And lo and behold, you can see there is still water remaining in the water bottle, which means that that cup of water is holding even less than 23.7 ounces. What this man is saying is true. The 24 ounce cups that they're selling at Cinemark is only holding 22 ounces instead of 24, which means that there is some fraudulent things going on there. It's false advertisement, if you will. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know the specific name for these things. I don't know what, Cinemark could be, charged for, or they may be sued for. But regardless of what you call it, this is a very scummy practice that a lot of businesses are opting in for just to make a quick buck off of you, while at the same time just holding off on you.
So if you think that perhaps this applies to you, it might, because across the country, according to Cinemark's website, there are more than 300 theaters in 42 states. And so this plaintiff, he went to the theater in Grapevine back on February 14th. Valentine's Day was like, hey, I want to see a movie. I want to get a 24-ounce draft beer. He orders a 24-ounce draft beer. To him, he's like, that's not quite right. He took it and measured it out himself, and by his count, the cup can only hold 22 ounces despite it saying 24 ounces. So the lawsuit says that these customers are allegedly getting tricked out of their money by, quote, deceptive and otherwise improper business practices, and lawyers are waiting to see if other people will sign on to this class action lawsuit.
And he's absolutely right. It's deceptive. At best, it is deceptive. It's scummy. It's shady. It's sketchy. You, as a business, are telling people, hey, I have a 24-ounce cup that you could buy for $8. So if someone pays you $8, they're expecting 24 ounces of liquid in that cup. That's it. There's nothing else to it. If you pay $8, you're getting 24 ounces. You shouldn't get 23. You shouldn't get 22. What they're doing is known as shrink inflation. This is what a lot of people have been, talking about recently, and this is what really sucks. We're getting less of something, and businesses are getting, more bang for their buck, if you will, and that's what makes it a very shitty practice.
All of this aside, lawyers in lawyer speak call this a frivolous lawsuit, sometimes because the cases can get just outright tossed out, dismissed, or the judge decides with the company, the judge or jury decides with the company. Like last year, McDonald's and Wendy's, they won because somebody sued saying that, hey, your burger is smaller than advertised, and then you're seeing Red Bull there. That was actually a case where it settled because 10 years ago, somebody sued over saying Red Bull gives you wings. That was its old slogan, when obviously it does not give you wings.
So 2 things there that I do want to talk about. So yes, there is a thing called frivolous lawsuits. For those that don't know, Stephanie just explained it, hence why it says she's an amazing science lab partner, and she also seems to be very academic. She definitely knows her shit. She just laid it down for y'all. Frivolous lawsuits is something that is very easy to just throw away in court. It may not hold any sort of weight or significance because, like for this case, for instance, who's going to complain that they're missing an ounce or 2 of a drink? So that's what makes it frivolous. It's petty. It can be seen as something dismissive and not something that you should really waste time, settling a case or setting up a case for. But then also I do want to talk about the whole Red Bull lawsuit. So there appears to be some folklore going on in the internet that always goes around. It makes its rounds around the internet about a man who sued Red Bull because the slogan for Red Bull years ago, 10-15 years ago, was Red Bull gives you wings. We're probably familiar with that slogan. This man sued Red Bull because apparently it doesn't give you wings. He drinks it and he doesn't get his wings. He's been drinking Red Bull for years. He didn't get his wings yet. So now he's suing them. I think it was less that Red Bull gives you wings, and it was more so when I drink it, I don't feel as though I'm getting the energy boost as though I have my wings. And I think that was mainly the lawsuit. So the lawsuit was mainly about Red Bull advertising that the moment you drink it, it metaphorically gives you wings. You're supposed to get this energy boost on your first sip or 2. This man didn't feel that energy boost that they were depicting or advertising in their commercials, and that's where he filed the lawsuit. But at the end of the day, the Cinemark, or the defendant here in this case, if there ever will be, they're being deceptive. It's false advertising. You shouldn't advertise that you're selling 24 ounces of something when you're only giving your consumers 22 ounces. I'm not sure if this is a Cinemark issue. A lot of people have been arguing that, Cinemark could be the bad guy here. It could go as far back as like the manufacturer for those cups. Someone has to make the plastic cups. All they do is just slap a label on it and it's Cinemark. I do feel that it's Cinemark at the end of the day that's saying, hey, let's get our cups, let's get our drinks, we're gonna set the price, and we're gonna give this cup with this drink to the guests, and we're gonna charge them this price. But I feel as a business, you should be aware of the portion of drinks that you give to your consumers. It's kind of crazy that you have a 24-ounce cup that was only holding 22 ounces and you kind of left that unchecked. So even if Cinemark didn't mean to do this, let's just say they were completely blinded by this and they didn't even know that those cups didn't really hold 24 ounces, I still think it's irresponsible as a business to just not see that. To not see that, hey, this is a 24-ounce cup, so we can't get sued or we can't, bump into legal, battles because we're shorting our customers an ounce or 2 for a drink. I don't know what's going to happen here. Hopefully this man gets his justice. I will say this man loves his beer. He's definitely going to take this to court. It's going to be a class action lawsuit, so maybe the more people that sign in on it, the higher the chances that, this court case thing might hold weight and he may proceed along with it. But other than that, guys, that's really it. Just be careful out there. Make sure you're getting your money's worth. Peace.